Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Cody, and I'm joined finally by my ever lovely, beautiful Latina wife, Julia. We have missed all of you here on the podcast. We've had so many interviews and things going on. We have been busy in the prison, so we wanted to jump on here really quick and just give some shout outs and announcements to everybody watching, play some music, because we have missed you all and maybe you have missed us in the process. So I got my baby mama here. You're looking pretty knocked up.
I'm still knocked up. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
How's baby Faith doing?
She's doing good. We actually had a doctor's appointment. You were there and everything's going great. Good reports all over the place. So we're just thankful for the prayers. Yes. Thank you for the prayers.
There's a lot going on over here in the Worthy People world, and so we just jumping on here for a quick Godcast to you, casting God straight to you through your tablets, wherever that you are watching from. Got some announcements that we want to make really quick. I want to let you know that we have a new sermon in the At the Movies series that's over on the Securus podcast. And this one is going to be looking at the movie Black Panther, the Marvel movie. It's called Kingdom and Unity. And I'll just tell you a little synopsis of that movie is that the people of Wakanda, I said it right. The people of Wakanda are like on a whole nother planet, and then you have the people on Earth, and the people on Earth are after a precious metal that only they produce. And so the people of Wakanda do not like the people of Earth, but they must
stolen from.
Yeah, they must come together in unity to be able to save mankind. They have to put their differences to the side. So it's about kingdom, and that's what kingdom tells us to do. We have to put differences to the side, look at the main thing, and the main thing is Jesus. And so they have to come together. So they go from enemies to working together. And we actually I tie that to the Bible to look at what we can learn from that as believers and the power of unity when we come together. So go over on the podcast app, search Worthy People, and you will see At the Movies, Kingdom and Unity to be able to check that out. We just uploaded that a few days ago. And then I wanted to be able to talk about the Hughes unit.
Yeah.
The first time took us, we've been waiting 2 years to get in at the Hughes unit. We were scheduled over the summer. Then you guys made a shift from weekend services to doing services on Thursday, and we made that shift. And you guys packed out the chapel.
Wow.
The chaplain said it was one of the biggest services you guys have had there. So we are humbled. We're honored that you came out and that we could give you the hope of Jesus as someone that has been there where you have been. And Julia, as a family member of parents that were incarcerated, we know many of the things that you face through incarceration. But man, I wanted to start off with that worship team. That worship team brought it.
No competition, but win unit. Well, I have to talk about another worship team too later, but anyways, I don't know, but y'all's worship teams are like really stepping it up, and we met what someone called the best worship singer in the state.
Yeah, some inmates told us you got to meet the best.
Was so sweet. Oh my gosh.
Well, they say the best in his voice, his anointing, and we got to meet him.
Yeah, I mean, he was amazing, but the biggest thing with him is that he was so humble. And when we said that to him, we hadn't heard him yet, so we were just kind of playing around. He actually started crying because he says it means a lot to him to be able to be on the worship team and sing. And I was just very humbled by him being humbled. So anyway, it was amazing.
They said Win Unit. Are you talking about Clemens Unit?
I'm talking about Win Unit because we love their worship team, but then Clemens Unit
has a whole new worship team. What?
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I meant when I said I want to talk about another worship team.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, whoa, like y'all are all amazing right now. So yeah, I mean.
So thank you all at Hughes Unit. We loved coming. We can't wait to be able to come back for everybody that we got to meet, hands we got to shake, we said, hey, we are willing to go to visit G4s, to go to the G5s. We get a lot of letters from the Hughes Unit G5, so shout out to all of you. Their words were this: the G5s at the Hughes, it's like Afghanistan. It's like a war zone right now, and they're not letting anybody go back there. And so we would have loved to been able to come see you, but you're seeing me right now on your tablet, and I'm speaking to you as someone who did almost 2 years G5. I've been there exactly where you have been in that moment, having to have a cellie, having to go 12 months. You made your case free, and if you get a new case, it restarts that time. I've been through all of that, and I'm sitting here to tell you that once I got out of G5 to population, and my time went so much faster, I was able to get plugged into different programs, faith-based programs, school, get my GED, get a trade. And so I just plead with you as a former G5, just to please don't look at these battles that you have in the moment. Look at the full picture, the long term, because G5 ain't where it's at. And so we hope and pray that all of you that are watching from G5 in this moment, that you do what you have to do to get back to population and don't get caught up in everything that's going on in there.
Yeah, I mean, because we really did want to come back there, but they actually told us no. So, I know it's hard. I know it's hot. So just, do what you can to just get yourself together, and get out of that situation. Don't think about everybody else. Think about yourself, and what's best for you, What about the prayer team? Oh my gosh. Okay. So
at the Hughes Unit, it's very unique. And if you're watching this and you're involved as field ministers or inmate pastors or prayer team or chapel workers on any unit, take note of this, because we've done 56 services this year. 56 services in the prisons, and we have about 23 left before the end of the year, and have to have a newborn at the beginning of November. And so we have had a lot, and went to Florida.
And a 3-year-old.
So I'm telling you, out of all the units that we've been to this year and previous years, something unique. We have never seen what the Hughes Unit,
and we encourage it,
is doing. They put a prayer team together that they actually get lay-ins to go out, and it's something that's being recognized through the unit and the administration there. And these brothers said, hey, we want to pray for you. And people have prayed for us before.
Yeah.
But they took us into a room. They've got a room back over there in G5, the war room, where they do war and pray. And they each laid hands. They had to sit down.
Yeah. They sat us down. They stood around us. And, I'm out for prayer. I'm like, you want to pray for me? Pray for me right now. Let's go. Everybody's like, what currency do you take? And I'm like, I take the prayer currency. We accept prayers.
Yeah.
So, they sat us down. They explained who they were and stuff like that. And then they sat us, and they all stood around us. And they asked us if there's any specific prayers. Then they anointed us with oil. And then they prayed over us. And I was like, I love it.
They each laid hands, prayed, and in that moment, it wasn't, just a prayer or saying words or looking good or anything like that. The anointing of God, the Holy Spirit just fell upon us in that place. You could feel the power of God through them praying. And so, Hughes Unit Prayer Team, y'all keep doing what you're doing. Keep being used by God. And if your unit doesn't have a prayer team, that's all they do is specifically pray and pray over volunteers. Many times volunteers are facing battles on the outside that they're never going to tell you about, because they're there to minister to you. And so pray over your volunteers, pray over your chaplain, pray over the other inmates that you are incarcerated with. So there's no prayer team put together. We encourage you.
Yes, we love that. And we encourage it, and put us on your list if you
and
start a
Hughes
prayer
Unit,
team.
if I could take y'all with us, I'd book y'all for a prison tour. y'all would have all
For
our
real.
dates,
For
and
real. Like, I'm not even kidding.
we'd put y'all up in your own place just to travel with us.
Just as a prayer, as
as a
covering
prayer
of
team.
prayer. Like,
So y'all are all hired
You're
for a
hired.
Worthy People prayer team when you get out.
yes.
Switching gears now, I want to talk about we did our first marriage conference at the Clemens Unit. Clemens
It was
Unit
good.
Marriage Conference 2024. We're going to be sharing a recap video with you guys, so you'll be able to see that. And we've got on the books 4 marriage conferences for next year for 2025. And it was just such a great time to be able to pour into couples and marriages and God's plan for husbands and wives and marriage. And they got to play games.
There was a lot of spending time together.
There was a dance floor, vow renewal,
Vow renewal.
all got
a
a-
lot of food.
devotional, fed them 3 meals.
3 meals.
Come on, man. And
Finger
so,
painting, games. I mean, it was fun. Like,
yeah, they really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. And of course, the wives really enjoyed it compared to getting a 2-hour visit across the table. They got to sit with their spouse. And so that was something great. Clemens Unit Marriage. Couples that are watching this, stay strong. Remember everything we went over. We talked about that 3-strand cord cannot be easily broken because it's husband, wife, and God, not in the center, not in the middle, but at the head, at the top of the marriage. Not a circle, but a triangle. All right, I'm giving the game away. We got to keep this under wraps
Yes.
for the
Yes.
units for next year. We had just such a good time, and then we did services the next day out there at the Clemens Unit, 2 services, and they had record attendance there as well. And when I share that, it's never about the numbers, it's never about us. You know, God shares his glory with no man, and so we give God that glory. We thank God for this platform and these means to be able to come through you to build relationship with people that are watching that would come out to a service. And I think that we had over 80 salvations through the weekend over at Clemens through the Sunday service. You guys over there at Clemens, keep your head up.
I heard y'all are still on the love train.
Yeah, from the marriage conference, they are there. This past weekend, we were out at the Polunsky Unit at Death Row, what we call here in Texas Life Row. I want to give a shout out to all of you guys. We had a great time, worship, music, and word. So I just want to let everybody know out there that's watching to keep your head up in there and this situation and in your cell, and you're not forgotten, and that you have so many people that are praying for you and that love you and know the just marvelous plan that God has for your life. And so I want to give a shout out to my brothers, to a few on death row that I've gotten to meet a few times now. Travis Mullis, hey bro, keep your head up over there. Good to see you again. And we're about to see you all again in a couple of weeks. Garcia White, Robert Robertson, and Stephen Nelson. It was the first time for me to meet Stephen Nelson, and I just want to give him a shout out on his book right here. Stephen Nelson, if you can see that, it says Soul Within My Soul, and on the back it has a picture of him. And so I just want to tell you, Stephen, that it was a great time to get to chat with you and get to share a little bit about you, the questions you were asking me on my faith journey through prison. And we all go on that faith journey, and just getting to share with you just what it is that brought me to accepting Jesus on a concrete floor in a prison outside of Houston. And you're right there in a cell with a concrete floor in a prison outside of Houston too. And so it's just a great time to share our faith, Nelson, and I look forward to continuing to see you as we are coming in. And I just want to tell you, if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us, and keep your head up. Welcome to the family. I told you, when you become a Christian, you are born into a family, a kingdom family, the family of God. That means we're brothers now, brothers and sisters, and we're here for each other. And it was so good to get to meet you all. And I want to switch gears and give a shout out to our brothers at the Dominguez unit right here in San Antonio, Texas, that we go out to weekly and have Sunday services at monthly. So the Dominguez unit, we faith-based dorm, F4 dorm, we getting ready for a party. We're having a faith-based graduation party, and we're bringing in pizza and cupcakes. Oh, Kool-Aid is going down. We about to be eating good. And some of them brothers I was talking to, they hadn't had pizza.
Yeah.
Some of them over 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, since they had some pizza. So worthy people, we gonna come in and bring the pizza, the cupcakes, and have a party. Get a group photo. So we'll share that. So I know y'all are looking forward to that. We just went in weekend before last and passed out soap. 2,400 bars of Irish Spring soap to the unit, and that was in partnership with our church, and people from the church got to come pass that out. And so that was a great time. Hopefully everybody's smelling good, smelling like Irish Spring.
I heard everybody was smelling good on Sunday. So.
Yeah, so we passed out the soap Saturday. We went in Sunday and had services. And I was like, oh, y'all smell like Irish Spring. So Dominguez, y'all are near and dear to us. Win Unit, get ready. We coming to the Win Unit on Sunday, September 1st. It's the first of the month. There's that song. It's the first of the month. Boom, Thugs Looking Boy. There we go.
Wow.
But hey, it's the first of the month. And let's start off the month right of September in church. And so we've got an 8 a.m. service. So what I know sometimes about them early services, people are like, oh, I didn't wake up, or, man, don't ride all night sipping them pretties, eating them cakes, you know, whatever.
Go to sleep early.
Yeah, go to sleep, come to church, Win Unit, 8 a.m. Sunday, September 1st. Get ready for that. Stringfellow, sorry we didn't get to see you this past weekend. We have you rescheduled. We're going to be coming out there on Saturday, September 7th. And so look forward to being able to see everybody there. So those are my announcements and shout outs for now. And then we got a letter from 22, the Win Unit, talking about the Win Unit, who did this banner that's here behind us, and he corrected us on the
corrected us.
And so we wanted to get that clear, but also we wanted to talk about the size. We never measured it. I just kind of guessed what the size was.
Yeah.
And I said it was 6 foot long, but I stand corrected that it's 9 foot long. Man,
Okay.
I told y'all it was massive. I told you this banner was massive.
So the correction was, I mean, he said a lot about it. It's literally like we talked about it being inspired by God, you know, how God inspired that in his mind, right? And he already knew what he was going to do and all that good stuff. But we thought that Nelson was level.
So we said Nelson from Miracle on
Death Row.
We thought that was Nelson, which is
Yes.
like right behind my head, the guy with the goatee.
Yes.
And he said, no, that's level.
Yes.
Rene Martinez.
Yes. So, but he says that the catch 22, get it? That's what he said.
It's 10-22.
Is that he also looks like Nelson and like himself, 22, when he was younger.
Yeah.
So it's actually like 3 people.
Okay.
Isn't
There
that
we
cool?
go.
How cool is that, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. So that was the thing there. And then he said that there was something else. Okay, so the other person everybody keeps asking is the person next to Nelson. That is SPM. Okay, he confirmed that. He says he represents the 1 from the 99.
99 for the 1.
So that's what he said it represents. That's what God showed him when he was doing it. And I was like, wow, that's really cool, you know? So
Carlos Coy out
Carlos
there, the
Coy,
Ramsey
yes.
unit, let him know, and we hope that you are watching. And he said that you were the one that God's going after, and God's drawing you to himself. And that's a statement of love, of bringing you into the family.
yes.
Because this whole thing on the back, it's a big banner of unity. It's a big banner of family. It's all a bunch of people and all walks of life and ministries that are all coming together to share Jesus.
So he said on his letter, he said, when you went to see SPM at Ramsey unit, I had just started to draw him and you didn't know about it. So Cody and the team went and they met him. You know, I guess you gave him a shout out or mentioned it or something, but he had already started drawing it. So he said, God put this whole picture together by giving me revelation on who to put in the painting. This is from SPM from his album Third Wish. And that's when he was of the world. We were all worldly people, but now we left that behind to follow Christ.
Amen.
So, you know, that's what he said. He represents the one from the 99. Which is really deep and
so we got everything else right on the banner.
Yes. Oh, there was one more thing actually. Level is holding a gun and a Bible, and I believe he said like it's from he traded in the gun for the Bible.
Oh man, that's good.
So yeah,
that's good. All right, so that's a banner update. I want to give some personal shout outs, and you can think if there's any that you want to throw in here.
Yeah.
I know that we used to do mail call and those sort of things and do shout outs, but we've just gotten so much mail. Don't let that discourage you from writing. We still read
we read
every letter.
Yes.
Every letter, and our response to you is this podcast personally. And so I just want to give some people a shout out. If they haven't seen it yet and you know, and I say their name, tell them, hey, he gave you a shout out. So go check the episode out.
Yes.
All right. So we got to do the day ones.
Day ones.
Day ones from the radio days before
Yes.
even the Securus podcast. And before Pando, the radio days, Worthy People Freedom Radio used to come on the weekends on a Saturday night or Sunday night, depending on where you were listening. But we've got Katie and Vanessa at the Carol Young Medical Facility in Texas. Shout out to y'all. I want to give a shout out to Richard Tabler, Blue, out there at Polunsky Life Row. I was walking around, a few days ago, and he's like, you don't know who I am? And I was right there next to his cell, and he was like, yeah, I know who you are. And so shout out to Blue. We'll see you in a couple of weeks, brother. Again, I want to shout out to my friend that I actually was incarcerated with, and brother Field Minister Gomez at the Polunsky unit. Come on, he knew me 125 pounds ago. He likes to say that, but you know what I say is that I knew him before he had gray in his hair. So how about that?
He shouldn't even have gray. He's like super young. But
yeah. So yeah,
you did that to him.
He stays stressed out. The other field ministers say, yeah, he stays stressed out. So shout out to Field Minister Gary and Field Minister Troop that work back there, Death Row, Life Row. Field Minister Richard that we've met as well from San Antonio. Shout out to you, all you field ministers in the state of Texas, LBJ, Jesse, Jason, out there at the Clemens unit. And I'm trying to think of the field minister that has the prayer team at Clemens that came from another unit. And your name is escaping me, but all of you at the Clemens unit,
exactly who you are, because
all field ministers in the state of Texas, thank you for everything that y'all do and be in the light and keep going. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Don't quit. Keep moving forward. Of course, shout out to 22 on the WIN unit who did the banner behind us. Shout out to my brother Sean McDougal out there, Clemens unit, life coach, G4s. Getting ready for a graduation. So shout out to all the G4s, a part of the life skills class, if I remember it right. Then I want to give a shout out here to my ex-cellie, my old cellie, Robert Simpson, out at the Coalfield Seg. What's up, cellie? How you doing? We were cellies at the Beto unit back in 2010, 2011. We did some lockdowns together at the Beto unit. They weren't playing 30-day lockdowns over there. Peanut butter sandwiches, 30 days, showers every 5 days.
No wonder you don't like peanut butter.
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on that. Dennis Evans out there at the Clemens unit. Thomas Painter, Michael Nunn at McConnell unit. Brother, thank you. Love you, bro. Thank you for all of your messages. And we are looking forward to coming to the McConnell unit for a service in the next month. To TC, field minister out there at the WIN unit. What's up, my brother? I hope you are doing well. And then we've got Matthew Hooten at Stringfellow. I'll see you over there in a couple of weeks. John Harrop at the Connolly unit. We trying, brother. We trying. We're going to be there.
Yes, we've had a few
we're going to get there. We're going to get there one of these days.
Messages today about the Connolly, and we're like, we're really trying, okay? So just keep praying.
Shout out to my brother Carlton Fight over at the Robinson unit. We are working for the 2025 schedule to be able to come see over there. So Carlton, bro, keep your head up and hang in there. And I love you, bro. So I want you to know that. And then we've got Frankie. And Frankie's at the Bell unit.
He was switched, yes.
Yeah, to the Bell unit now. We got my brother Kyle over at the Dallas County Jail. What's up, brother? He actually just signed for 5 years in prison, so he is waiting to catch chain right now to TDCJ, the Texas prison. And I just told him, don't catch chain to a unit I go in on a regular basis, or you're gonna mess it up for me. So keep your head up. You're gonna do this time. You're gonna come out, and now walking with God and walking with him, when you get released, you will be successful and make it. And so I love you. And to everybody out there at the Dallas County Jail that is watching, and all of our ladies that watch at the Lane Murray unit. Next month, we're coming out to the Hobby unit and to the Marlin unit. We've got some new dates, so stay tuned for more information about that. And I don't want anybody to feel left out that could be watching this like, oh, he didn't say my name. I know the life coaches out there at the Lane Murray unit.
Yes,
for
all
everything
the ladies out there. We actually miss y'all. Like, it's crazy. I was looking through pictures and stuff, and I'm like, I know we've only been there one time, but I miss y'all. Like, I don't know. I just miss y'all.
Gilbert Davila, field minister at the Wayne Wright unit. What's up with you, my brother? Cheyenne out at the Clemens unit. Caleb, they call Tone, out there at the Clemens unit. All you brothers out there, y'all already know. I used to say you already know, but they say understood, but they say overstood. It's overstood. Let me be able to give a shout out here to Busby out there at the Ramsey and the Game Changers. What's up to y'all? Look forward to being able to see you. Field Ministers Tony and Field Minister Simpson at the Beto unit. We go back to since we were locked up in the faith-based storm at the Clemens unit together. We got Caleb out there at the Estelle unit that used to be on the Clemens Trustee Camp number 2. And so Estelle, we're in the workings. We're coming. We're coming. Tell your chaplain, worthy people. We are in the middle of trying to be able to get a date out there. Nelson at the Styles unit from Miracle on Death Row. And then the Lucky. He's on the Estelle unit now as well. And I know in saying all these names that I'm probably somebody's watching. Jason Haygood at the Dominguez unit. He's getting out soon, so I'm looking forward to being able to see you when you get out. So I just feel like I'm probably missing somebody. Rami of the Tank, he's here on the banner behind us at the Polonsky unit as well. I've got Rios at the McConnell unit that I did time with as well. So gonna see you guys next month is when that's scheduled. Once we have the final date, we should be able to let you know. So this was just some music. This was some shout outs. Thank you everybody who's written us. Can I give a shout out to the whole states, like the whole state of Florida? We probably get more mail from Florida than anywhere.
Yeah.
We got all the other states that write us as well. Alabama. Arizona. I just talked to somebody from Alabama that they're like, man, worthy people, y'all got to come. We watch religiously. Alabama, Missouri, Washington State, California, I already said, all the county jails that watch as well. So this is just a shout out from us to you. So on behalf of Cody, Julia, and the Worthy People team, we love you guys. God bless you. Keep your head up. Keep your eyes open. We're going to have more videos, more interviews, and more full episode discussions with Julia and I. Until we see you again, God bless you.